Welcome back to another video on Elite Exotic Essentials. My name's Edward. The YouTube streets need me, so I'm back to drop you more videos. And in today's video, the clone trooper who insulted Ahsoka and hated serving with her Star Wars Clone Wars. Star Wars. So this seemed like this take place during Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the later seasons before she left the Order, and yeah, let's get into this.
Each on throughout the galaxy, the Jedi generals of the Republic were being spread thinner and thinner as the Separatists began to attack more worlds. Because of this, Jedi Masters and their apprentices were sometimes forced to be separated and to lead their own clone troopers into Republic were being spread thinner and thinner as the Separatists began to attack more worlds. Because of this, Jedi Masters and their apprentices were sometimes forced to be separated and to lead their own clone troopers into battle, including Ahsoka Tano. Because of this, Ahsoka was forced to serve as the Jedi commander of a small squad of clone troopers from the 501st in an intense battle on the jungle world of Zanata, where some of her men had absolutely no faith in the young apprentice. So, let's find out why these clone troopers absolutely despised Ahsoka Tano and her leadership.
Understandable, because I'm trying to think, what was it? The Dave Filoni, he wrote her in the beginning to be some annoying, like teenager. I don't know how old she was, but a very annoying character. A lot of people like watching some Star Wars videos. They said Ahsoka was annoying, like giving people already established characters nicknames. Like no one liked her, but Dave Filoni intended her to be that way, and then now she's at the point where everybody loves her. Season 7 of the Clone Wars. I think probably later on during the Clone Wars, but like what happened to her after the Clone Wars, Order 66, her appearance in The Mandalorian. Now she's about to get her own show, and her appearance in Star Wars Rebels. But I didn't finish. I didn't really. I watched some of Star Wars Rebels, like the first season, but then after a while, I just stopped watching because I wasn't that interested. But the Clone Wars will always be one of the best animated series. Well, will be. I think it's the best Star Wars animated series. Yes. Okay, let's keep going.
Before we dive into it, make sure you're subscribed for more awesome Star Wars lore content. So, the story begins on the damp jungle planet of Zanata, where Jedi Commander Ahsoka Tano is leading a small detachment of the 501st on a very important mission against the droid army. Ahsoka and her men are heavily outgunned and certainly outnumbered by the battle droid forces, but they have been given direct orders to circle behind the enemy forces and distract them with a rear assault. Unfortunately, as they set out on their seemingly simple mission, they unfortunately stumble across a large droid patrol, and Captain Rex calls out to his commander, urging her to fall back. Ahsoka, however, is not going to take this advice from Rex, and instead tells him that a Jedi doesn't run away from her problems, but rather she confronts them head on. Following this, Ahsoka surges forward, directly into the droid attack force, slicing and dicing B2 super battle droids as she rushes ahead. With the help of her small squad, Ahsoka does manage to eliminate all of the battle droids from the patrol, but tragically she loses many men while doing so, leaving only herself, Captain Rex, Trooper Sarge, and Trooper Gunner. And for those of you who have been following these comics very closely, Gunner is actually the same trooper who fought with Obi-Wan in the 212th at the Battle of Vagoa, where they encountered Coppertop, the B1 battle droid who fought alongside the 212th until tragically killing himself because he didn't want to cause any more pain or suffering to anybody on either side of the war. Okay. But if you haven't seen that one yet, just check out the pinned comment down below after you finish the video, and you can check out that really awesome story. Following this, Rex is saddened that the B1 battle droid forces caught the squad off guard and wiped out most of his brothers, bringing him to near tears. Okay. Honestly, you can't blame Rex for feeling pain at the loss of many of the men he'd served alongside for quite some time. Rex then asks Ahsoka to abort the mission and return to Anakin for further orders, but Ahsoka simply can't do this. Ahsoka places her arm.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of PTSD with these clones having their brothers. Even though they don't have anyone else, they have each other, and with all the casualties during the Clone Wars, it's very tragic for them, and that PTSD mixed with their accelerated aging, I think that really, I'm assuming, gonna take a toll on them. Even I'm thinking like if you had to write it, if I had to write about the clones and life after the war, PTSD got to be a major part of it for some of the clones, not all, but it got to be for a good amount of them.
Rex's shoulder and tells him that she is very sorry about losing his men, but right now they still have orders that they need to follow. Anakin is counting on this squad to distract the enemy for him to ensure that his attack will be successful. In response to this, however, Rex fires back, warning Ahsoka that there are only 4 of them left, which won't be anywhere near enough for a successful attack. Ahsoka, however, asks Rex, "Have you forgotten that one Jedi is worth 1,000 battle droids?" Rex is not the happiest about continuing the mission, but has no other choice than to follow his commander. As Ahsoka and Rex continue talking, however, the 2 other surviving clones, Sarge and Gunner, begin talking down about Ahsoka behind her back, with Sarge sarcastically asking, "Hey Gunner, did someone award her a field promotion while my back was turned? She was only a Padawan when we left camp." Gunner then responds to this by saying, "Guess she's only good for a dozen droids, Sarge." Following this, Ahsoka ignites her lightsaber and orders her men to follow her further into the dense jungles of the planet, while telling them, "We just need to have faith in the Force. It will point the way to victory." After hearing this, Sergeant Gunner rolled.
Well, the clone trooper on the right screen, he kind of looks like the markings on his helmet kind of look like hard case.
Their eyes under their helmets, obviously having no faith in the Force at all, but Rex quickly moves them back into action, ordering them to get moving immediately and follow the commander's lead. While this is happening, Anakin is on the other side of the jungle, and his men spot a large horde of B1 and B2 flankers marching towards their location. The trooper, using his macro binoculars, tells his general, "I hope your plan works, General Skywalker," and Anakin responds to this by saying, "So do I. We only need Ahsoka and her team to divert the Separatist attention and make them think that our main force is behind them." And as is tradition, let me know down below what this 501st trooper should be named, since he's never given one in the story.
Static.
After that, Anakin's forces will add to their confusion by hitting them from the front
His name shall be Static.
and crushing them like an insect caught between a child's palm and a Juracrete wall. Yeah, I don't know what type of sayings Obi-Wan has been teaching him. As Anakin is preparing to execute his part of the mission, Ahsoka warns her men to listen carefully because the jungle they are trekking through is quiet, too quiet. Ahsoka can almost sense a dangerous predator in the area. Only moments later, her senses are proven right, and a massive predator leaps from the branches, making Ahsoka hate that she was right. As the beast lunges forward, the clone troopers of the 501st raise their weapons, and Rex shouts out to Ahsoka that she can hold still, as he and his brothers have her covered. Sarge, however, continues voicing his distaste for Ahsoka, saying, "Yeah, we'd hate to lose our only Jedi Knight." Ahsoka, however, continues on and warns her men not to open fire unless it is absolutely necessary. In her eyes, all life is sacred to the Force, and Ahsoka has no doubt that she can distract it long enough to eliminate it without the threat of violence. Unfortunately, however, this time her instincts are dead wrong. The wild beast leaps from the branch it is sitting on, rushing towards Ahsoka with its small eyes glowing a deep, evil red. The beast thrashes around the area, and Ahsoka is in real trouble. The clone troopers are absolutely itching to just open fire on this creature, but they know they must obey Ahsoka's orders not to fire. Being left as sitting ducks, the clone troopers once again begin to badmouth the young Jedi, with Sarge saying, "Seems our Jedi Knight could use an assist," and Gunner very quickly adds to the insults by saying, "And a lot more force push training." While the two continue insulting Ahsoka, something very strange happens. The ground beneath them suddenly begins to shake violently as the loud roar of the beast begins to get louder and louder. As Ahsoka sweeps the surrounding area with the Force, hoping to detect what could possibly be threatening her, she immediately shouts out that she has a bad feeling about this, before force pushing her men violently away from her into a nearby tree. Only a mere few seconds later after she does this, a massive horde of these deadly creatures comes trampling through the area, rushing to some location in a tightly packed group. Ahsoka has just saved her clones' lives with the exact force ability that they were just insulting her about and saying that she needed more training on. After this, Ahsoka is relieved that she managed to survive the encounter with the pack of beasts and that her men were unharmed. Even after saving their lives, Sarge and Gunner continue to talk down about Ahsoka, saying, "I think our little knight is just making this up as she goes." Rex, however, has had enough of their insults towards Ahsoka, telling them she's proven herself on the battlefield dozens of times. "Trim the chatter, you two. She's still in command." Gunner then replies to this sarcastically by saying, "Lucky us. Still ungrateful that their commander literally saved their lives only a few minutes ago." Meanwhile, Anakin and his trooper continue watching as the battle droid forces encroach closer and closer on their location, and they are worried that there is still no sign of Ahsoka. Anakin then says to himself, "Where are you, Snips? What's keeping you?" Following this, Ahsoka and her men reach a damp, muddy swamp and realize that the enemy lines should be right behind the tree line across it, even if they can actually manage to cross the dangerous swamp. Rex then tells his commander that he doesn't fancy a slog through the sludge, but Ahsoka doesn't plan to. She tells her troopers that it won't be a problem, they can just leap from rock to rock. As Ahsoka begins weaving her way through these rocks, she eventually realizes that she has made another massive mistake. Rex then shouts out to Ahsoka, asking her what's wrong and if it could be another stampede. But these are no rocks. Instead, they are the eggs of the monstrous creatures from earlier. The creature inside of the egg then bursts out of the thick shell, putting Ahsoka in grave danger. And to make Ahsoka's horrendous luck even more horrible, the big mother creature emerges from the water, putting Ahsoka and her men in grave danger. Despite this, Ahsoka is not going to let this very bad situation end her mission in a failure. She has other plans. She very quickly orders Rex and his men to get to safety, before saying that the small group of 4 survivors may not have been enough to launch a successful assault, but she believes in the big mother beast. Ahsoka then successfully leads the humongous predator towards the battle droid forces, absolutely demolishing them, while Anakin and his trooper watch on in delight. Anakin is so proud of his young apprentice's creative thinking, and orders his trooper to launch their attack, still in amazement at Ahsoka's ability to adapt. And to end the story in a heartwarming way, Rex asks his men, "What do you think of our little Padawan now, boys?" And they awesomely respond with, "Padawan? I don't see any Padawan. To us, she's a Jedi Knight already, sir." Finally changing their opinions on Ahsoka after her brave encounter with the Mother Beast. Thanks so much for watching. Really hope you...
Well, that was pretty good. Yeah, I can see why because the Battle of Geonosis, a lot of Jedi Knights were killed. So because of that, the number of like Jedi Knights who became generals were very thin. So they had to start pumping out people, and they even pumped out like they said Padawans like Ahsoka. But some of them got, because of their lack of experience, got killed right away. For example, like Kit Fisto, his calamari Mon Calamari apprentice, he got killed by General Grievous because he just let his emotions consume him, and he got shot in the stomach. Barris, Offie, she became evil because she saw that that war wasn't doing anything, and it only brought more destruction. Ahsoka, yeah, because she was really young. I think she was like 13 or 14 when she started fighting, but it's kind of weird because I didn't know the Clone Wars were like were 3 years. Well, in the storyline, it takes place 3 years because the Generation Tech dude, he looked at it, so each is divided into 3 years. So she started fighting when she was 13. She'll be around 16 or 17 around that time, leaving the Order. So maybe she's in her 20s when she comes back in Star Wars Rebels. And then The Mandalorian is post Empire, maybe 30s or 40s. So yeah, it's all interesting. Yep. Thank you. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a good day.